This is the very best video you will ever see about launching a business, because I launched a business within 3 hours. And I'm going to put you inside of a real meeting I had with my chief technology officer where we went through the whole process of rapidly launching a business. Started with a text message at 1 a.m. Hey, I got this idea. I want to put this into play. Once we had our schedules free, lined up that day, we hopped on a meeting. Grinded out for 3 hours straight. I recorded the whole thing. This is the only chance you'll ever have to sit in a meeting with an experienced chief executive officer who's done business in tech, in hardware, in fashion, in entertainment, and a chief technology officer who has a degree in physics, experience with companies like Walmart, Google, Boeing. Yeah, top of the line brains on both sides of the game. Tech and business. You get to sit in that meeting and hear the whole process of how we think through creating a business and a product. The reason I'm doing this is because I want everyone who has it in them to be successful to do so. What you're going to learn and observe is that we go back and forth, bouncing ideas, giving critical feedback. And I even ask questions that I usually wouldn't ask. I did things in this video I usually wouldn't do just to demonstrate for you, but we're creating a real business and we just did it within 3 hours. Anyways, enjoy this video. I hope you're wildly successful in your pursuits.
Yeah, so thank you for taking out the time to chat about this. I know it's been a pretty breakneck time frame. I don't know what I text you at about 1 a.m. last night. I guess 3 a.m.
It's cool. When you're an entrepreneur, you can do whatever you want. It's cool. You set your own schedule. So
this is true. So in between the last time we talked, I set up a basic presentation, which we'll more so use as like a scratch paper so that we can go through and look at the possibilities. I already have the inclination that this particular business idea that we're working on will be a volume play, meaning that for it to really be profitable, at least with this first initial vertical, considering Netflix, we'll have to get a volume of users. The good thing is that it'll be very low cost for us, very minimal investment in terms of technical development. So I think we're in a good position, but I'll show you what we have, and essentially you can do the business of ripping it up and being critical. And then we'll see if appropriate, we can create some user interface and see what we want to get to work on. So obviously I think the domain that I thought of was genius. So I'm gonna give myself some kudos.
For sure.
And I think this will probably end up being the logo for the brand. But as we both know, brand doesn't exist until you have a legitimate company and product with recognition. But essentially what we're trying to do is you got the individual who's paying for the account, let us say the host. Then you have up to 3 other individuals who can watch on the account, and it's different per pricing tier. But what we're essentially trying to do is empower this first person to monetize these other screens, and we'll take a small platform fee for each monetization. In looking at the pricing for Netflix, I've went ahead and rounded it up to the nearest dollar. So their basic plan is actually $8.99, so I've rounded it to $9. That allows for 1 screen. That plan we cannot do anything with, really. Then there's a standard plan that allows for 2 simultaneous screens, and then the premium, which allows for 4 simultaneous screens. So
now, is there any other benefits? Oh, I guess you're going to go into that next.
Perhaps
it's like,
not. Yeah, sure.
You get like more shows or something, or less ad. I guess there's no ads in Netflix, but are there any other benefits to standard and premium?
I think it's major differences are HD, 4K quality, things like this. And my gut would indicate that users who are looking for a deal don't really care about the quality of the picture, at the level of 4K, HD, and all this stuff. They really just want the access.
I see.
So moving on here, taking a bit of a deeper look at the pricing structure. For the standard account, which is about $13 per month, you get 2 screens. But 2 screens, my understanding, I think it can be, up to 3 or 4 accounts, which means that only 2 screens can watch simultaneously, but you can have more accounts than that. So that's one thing for us to consider. But on the simple side, just assuming the person's paying $13 a month and they're willing to give that second screen to one of our users. That means that one of our users that means the initial host to Netflix would pay an extra $4. The basic plan is $9. They pay $4 more. They'll be paying $13 a month. What we can do is offer that second add-on screen for $6. And that means that the host will only pay $8. In other words, they'll make a profit, or they'll receive $5. Does that make sense?
Yep, I follow.
So essentially what we would be doing here is not a major value, in as much as the host would only really be saving $1 because we're taking a $1 fee. Does that make sense?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think that's even worthwhile to pursue? Do you think people will be interested in saving $1 on their Netflix?
Probably not. Yeah, I think you're going to have to go that premium tier for it to actually be worth it.
That's right. Unless they were willing to add on, say, 3 more accounts, or 3 more accounts, and at some point they might log in and not be able to watch because 2 of the add-on people may be watching. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. You start getting to that time sharing kind of play.
Exactly. And I think that is something maybe to do later. So I'd say if we really wanted to make a go at this, my guess would be we'd probably want to consider the 4 simultaneous screen option and monetizing that. What do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay. So I'm just going to pull the mathematics down here as a subcategory. So let's say if we actually did it this way, then you can have 4 simultaneous screens, and we were charging each add-on user $6, which for the Netflix basic, it would be $9. Do you think we can get people on for $6, or are they going to want to pay $5?
I think you're going to want to have to split it evenly, because why wouldn't the add-ons just buy the premium and then use our, you know what I'm saying? Like they could just become hosts on our site anyway, because they'd be paying lower, you know?
Oh, okay. So we should make it equal.
That's what I think.
Okay. So if it was equal, that would be $4, I guess $5 a month, and then we can take a better fee.
We take like $4 off it, yeah.
So anyways, okay, we're gonna look at this premium side of things. We'll say $16 a month, and we'll say $5 a month for the add-ons. And given that the cheapest plan is $9 a month, you're almost getting it half off, right?
Right.
Okay, so $5 a month for add-ons is reasonable, and you can get 3 add-ons. And so that would equal to a whopping $15 total potential revenue per account. And then you said we want to take $1 from each go. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, because normally it'd be $4, and so we're taking an extra $1 for a finder's fee, basically from each person.
So we'll take $1 from each add-on user, and that means that there are 3 add-on users, so that's $15 less $3, which means that the host will receive a total of $12 to the host, right? So that means that the host, their total out-of-pocket expense per month is approximately $4. Is that correct?
Let's check that math here. So if we find them 3 users, then yeah, we're getting $15. So your $1 fee here for each add-on user. So basically, they're saying that each of those add-ons is paying $6. Is that what that extra $1 fee you have added on there?
No, the $1 fee is coming out of the $5. That's why 3 times 4 is 12, right?
Yes.
So $16 less the $12 that go to the host is $4, which means that the host is paying $4 to maintain the membership. Is that accurate?
Yes. So that actually makes sense, because now they're paying less, $1 less, and
yeah, they're paying $1 less than the add-ons, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense to me. Okay.
Now, the only challenge for us in terms of our total take, so our total take will not be $3 properly. It'll be $3 less the Stripe processing fee, right?
Right.
The good thing about it is when you do the mathematics on it, given that we're expending nearly no capital, and the maintenance of this customer service wise should be like maybe 3 touch points per month per user. And say we're getting, let's just underestimate, say $2 per user over a month, that's $24 with nearly no contact once it's all set up.
So let's say we want to make $1,000 a month. How many users do we need for that?
Good question. And I like how you're thinking about that. So if we want to make $1,000 per month, we need 500 premium accounts that are fully utilized.
Yep, you're right.
How's that?
And if we're going to do this, we should probably figure out what. So the Stripe processing fee is what, like 20?
It says 2.9 plus 30 cents.
So we're going to have to tack on 90 cents plus 7 cents, so 97 cents. So yeah, you're right. It's $2. Yep. So that was actually good estimation.
Thank you. I appreciate that, brother.
There's some out there. I think we can find a better payment processor though that doesn't have that 30 cents fee, and that's probably going to be a better one to go with.
I agree. The thing about using Stripe, and so let me just create a product slide real quick. The good thing about using Stripe is that we know it's reliable. We know the APIs are good to go. We know that it's a trusted payment processor even internationally. So I say we start with Stripe, and if we're really doing business, then we change it. What do you think? I mean, you're developing it from a technical side, so the question is, do you want to risk more development?
Well, I think there's a big significant difference between $1 unit and it's like 7 cents per unit that you're paying, right? Because I think it's pretty important too. That's like a third of our revenue. So I think
that's a good point.
One that's.
All right, so let's.
And I think there are like pretty big ones too. I'm gonna do a quick Google search here.
Okay, so I'll put tasks, and then I'll put make a little table, and we'll put a Seth column and a Marquette column. Sweet. So all right, cool. So we figured we're gonna target this premium, and I like how narrow we're getting just to start with. And I think the neat thing about it is that we're even creating a situation wherein people who do not have Netflix at all might be willing to take the risk to create a premium account, even on a trial basis, because they're only going to pay $4 for it.
Agreed.
So when it's time to sell this thing, our sale to Netflix is, hey, we haven't undercut you. We've actually exposed you to a consumer who couldn't afford even your cheapest price point, which is $9.
Agreed.
Okay, so what I want to talk through also is the business process, meaning how do we make $1? So for example, the user offers to share their account. So I guess the first thing is that we need premium Netflix users registering. Is that correct?
Yes.
So get premium Netflix users to register. Boom. I think eventually we should actually have a portal on our site that like encourages people to get premium accounts if they don't already have them. But just as a minimum viable product, we should just advertise for those who already have premium Netflix accounts.
Agreed. So one of the things I'm thinking is we could show a counter of how many available we have, and if that hits 0, then we say we need more premium users for.
Oh, I see.
Because otherwise, they're signing like maybe they don't know what to sign up for, right? Like, they would be fine with paying for it themselves, but if it's easier just to use someone else's, then that's fine. But they have to decide, right?
So, like for example, let's say this. Say we have a guy who goes on today, adds his registers his premium Netflix account, which means that we now have 3 opportunities for people to join on as add-ons. And let's make sure that we're using the correct language for this product. So we'll just call these folks add-ons. So one person goes on today, they register, hey, I have a Netflix premium account. I'd like to allow for 4, 3, 2, or 1 add-ons. So you're saying on our website, on our landing page, our primary goal is to get someone to become an add-on, because we actually make more money from add-ons than we do from hosts. Is that right? Our priority should be add-ons?
Well, I think it's both, because if we don't have any premium accounts, we can't offer the add-on. So I think we need to display both. And I think even when they load the page, we can even be incentivizing one over the other. So like if they load the page when we're low on premium users, we can say, right now it's easier for you to become a premium user, and then have people add on. And if people are coming, we already have like 500 premium and we have no add-ons, we can say, okay, now it's a good time to become an add-on. And give them a web page that incentivizes one over the other depending on what we need more. Does that make sense?
So let's say on the simple side, if you went to www.subscriptionsplitter.com, the first thing we want the user to do is to identify whether they wish to buy Netflix or offer Netflix, right? Isn't that step one?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So our very first simple page is, do you want to share your Netflix account and lower your premium to $4 a month, was it?
Yes.
That's insane, by the way. That's a great product. And then the second option, so these will be side by side, is do you want to join Netflix for just $5 a month? And then in parentheses, we'll put, what's that, like a 55% discount?
Right, and so I think you don't want those close to each other, because then it becomes obvious. Well, obviously I want to only pay $4 a month, but then you're only going to have people signing up for the premium account. So I think we definitely need a difference when people are loading the page about which one we actually want them to go for, and hard target them to do that. And then somewhere on the fine print we can say, or you could do this other option, So.
Got you. So to start with, I guess to start with, what we really probably want to do on our landing page is orient the landing page itself. Give me a sec. Hear me out on this. So the whole landing page, I think, should do one thing, which is, do you want Netflix for just $5 a month? That's the landing page, www.subscriptionsplitter.com. And it won't say that, it'll be briefer. And then we can kind of have subscriptionsplitter.com/offer or /share, right? And that's where you can sign up to become a host, a Netflix host. And that is the URL that will actually be pushing through in our adverts. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I'm wondering if we should have made the website Subsplitter, just for shortness, because I don't even feel like typing out Subscription Splitter right now. But we'll use this for now. But I think maybe Subsplitter might be the way to go in the future. So anyways, www.subsplitter.com is the primary page, and all we do on that one is we'll say join Netflix. It should be join or buy. Buy Netflix for $5 a month, 55% discount. Boom. That's the whole landing page. And then we'll have at the bottom one of our URLs, or at the top one of our URLs is to share your Netflix. And then it'll take them to the page where they can do that and only pay $4 a month, and it'll explain the logic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then I'm guessing once we're getting deeper in, we're talking about authentication is not super important, but more so user registration. And what do we need from them? So name, phone, email, username, password. And we also need them to agree to a few things. Agree that they've double checked the login credentials. First agree that they've updated password that they'll share, and we'll explain why, so that it's not the password they use for everything, right? We don't want people logging into their Gmail, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then we also want them to agree that the additional accounts will be for sole use of the add-on users. And this means that they will not add extra accounts that'll block people off. We'll figure out how to state that. You know what I mean, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm thinking the very first page we want to do is buy Netflix for $5 a month. How's this possible? Like that screen, and we'll get that sent up to you. And in fact, I like this box here where they can, just enter their email.
Did we look up for our competitors? Do we have any?
I did. There was one called Just Chill, and it was really bad. And the good thing is it looks like it's based out of India, and the website is atrocious. It looks like web 1.0. Oh, okay, I think I like this. You want to take a look at what I got?
Yeah.
How's that?
Oh, this is so scammy though.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I would be able to sign up for this, just because it looks like a scam site. I think we should have our own branding for a subscription splitter, and then maybe have the Netflix photo somewhere on the page, because that's what it's for.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think you have to have Netflix somewhere on there, because that's literally what we're selling is a Netflix membership. But I think it should look legit. I don't know. It has to be trustworthy, and I feel like I'm not getting trustworthy vibes from that.
Yeah. Okay, so how about this? Since Netflix, their branding is red, we'll go for blue on our branding.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Subsplitter, how, sign in, boom, boom, share, Netflix, $5 a month, try it now, boom, boom, how's it work? And I guess we should maybe have this again at the bottom.
I think the least information is going to be the best.
You don't even want their name.
Right. I think that's not needed. I mean, they're going to fill that in when they do the Stripe payout.
Okay.
But
so literally when they submit their email, it'll create automatic password, but when they click submit email, it should take them to the payment portal.
Right. And it won't create a password until they actually, make the account.